fun in the end and how it ended. But
You feel like there's a lot to take from this game, though? I mean, you guys are still in the thick of the playoff race, and I think a lot of your teammates have to feel heartened by the way you play, considering you just signed here 2 weeks ago.
listen, I guess you can talk about that at some point, and I would assume you hope that you can always learn something in these situations. But I think right now it's kind of tough to sit there and reflect on positives of an outcome like that. It was one of those things it was one of those games that you just had to stay patient and wait for it to come to you, and just wasn't able to do that quite enough.
When you took that shot, the interception, was that come out of the huddle thinking you were going to take a shot?
You know what? They just kind of matched everybody up, and I was in the pocket a long time, and it ultimately was just a bad decision. I was late throwing that pass. Really wanted to get said, but like I said, they kind of just matched everything up, and I had time in the pocket, but lost track of the safety there.
Did the ball come out of your hand like you wanted to on that one?
It wasn't bad. I was trying to back shoulder him a little bit, like Elijah. I thought I had more space out there, but like I said, I mean, when you're in the pocket that long and you're kind of staring that way the whole time, you got to be aware that the safety's floating around back there and going to be able to make a play like that.
Other options?
Yeah, throw the ball away, maybe run for 5 yards. That's what I would say.
No other pass options?
I mean, I guess you probably could have tried to stuff it in his head, but I went to my check down after that, and like I said, they just kind of matched everything.
You saw him wide open.
So
Elijah.
I didn't see him wide open. I just figured, all right, I'm kind of standing here. I'm going to give him a shot. I had thrown a couple balls away in the game, and I kind of viewed that as another opportunity to throw the ball away / maybe give him a shot. And like I said, I just kind of, it was too late, and the safety's back there playing center field.
Joe, how much do you want the opportunity to get out there again next week against the Jaguars and, kind of try to make this one right and put this one behind you as fast as possible?
I think anytime you get a little taste of playing football, you want to keep that going for as long as possible.
It seemed like you revived Elijah. This was his best game. Did you feel that was clicking for you?
Hey, obviously with Amari going out, guys need to step up. And, I'm just trying to run the offense the way that it needs to be ran. And if those guys are in those situations and are getting open, then they should get the ball. So, listen, Elijah has a lot of talent, and especially when he can kind of get involved early, he shows, a lot of juice throughout the game.
How much did you guys miss Amari when he had to leave?
Well, listen, I think it's tough to put your finger on exactly how much, but listen, he's definitely a receiver that kind of pops off the screen at you. I've been at home watching all year, and when the Browns games come on, yeah, you definitely notice him. So, like I said, it's tough to kind of measure that in a game like this, but he is a really good player.
Joe, did any part of your game feel rusty? It looked like it.
It's tough to say. It's going to be tough to sit up here and judge some of the things that I probably went through. And I think usually you get to go out there in an OTA and make sure that you can read defenses and anticipate throws and things like that. So to do it in a game for the first time, I honestly didn't really think too much about it. I had the normal pregame thoughts and all that. I think the one thing I would think about is the decision that I made at the end of the game, and that was it. But those matter.
Joe, do you leave here feeling more encouraged and buoyed about how you were able to go out there and did what you did with being on the practice squad 2 weeks ago, or mad at yourself or upset at yourself for making that last decision?
Yeah, just upset at myself. Listen, I know I can play, so that's not. I think every time you go take the field, you're obviously proving to yourself and proving to other people that you can play the game. But deep down, I know I can play the game, so that's not my thought process at this point. My thought process is just disappointed in myself, and I've played in. These are the games that I honestly love to be in. They come down to the fourth quarter, and they're not pretty, and they're going to be tight. I think I excel in the games that are played tight and need to have good decisions be made. So to not come through in that kind of situation, it definitely stings a little bit.
Joe, now that you've been with this team for a couple of weeks, you played a game with them. Despite the loss, you guys would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. Do you feel like this is a team that can make the run going forward to get to the postseason?
I do. I mean, I think you guys have watched these guys all year. They're a resilient group and got a lot of talent. It's one of the more talented teams I've been on in a while, and you can tell that right away. So it's not easy when you take these long road trips and you come up empty-handed, but and right now we're not going to probably be able to reflect too much, but hopefully when we get back in there during the week, we can go out and have more good practices and eventually put this thing behind us.
Probably heard the Browns had a pretty good running game, but it was not up to its standard today. Why was that?
You know what? I really expected us to have some space out there and be able to do some things. I think late in the game there on the second to last real drive where we ended up scoring, I do think you saw us load it up a little bit and started to get some seams and looked like we were going to wear them down a little bit. It's just a shame that we didn't put ourselves in position to kind of do that the next drive. I think if we just get that started with either a 3-yard rush by me or a throwaway, and then you kind of give ourselves more chances to complete a pass and do more of that. I think it's one of those games that even though it wasn't going early on, you would have seen it kind of pop in the last few minutes of the game there and helped us out. So,
How do you feel physically? It's been a while.
yeah, I felt good. Listen, I think I was very fortunate today to have the guys up front protect like the way they did. So, physically, I felt great.
What did you see from Jerome Ford, the way that he was able to not only catch that touchdown pass, but also run the ball for you guys? He had the most success from
Yeah. Yeah, just the vision and when to hit it, and he has a lot of ability. I think, obviously, with Nick going down early in the year, you probably expected a little bit of a drop off, but I think we've been able to run the ball pretty consistently all year. So you expect those things to, as a team, be better than it was today. But he definitely has a spark.
And you were having such a nice duel with Matt. I mean, it was like just two longtime veterans kind of like going after it, slugfest. How disappointed that you didn't get to finish it the way that you wanted to.
That's right, exactly what we talked about. It's like you want to be the guy that prevails in those types of games, and it stings. It stings when you don't.
Joe, operationally, did you feel comfortable? Was there any
I did, yeah. Felt good calling the plays and getting in the huddle and listening to Kevin. I don't think we really had any issues either with that. So I actually did feel it, and it wasn't like we were trying to hide stuff in the huddle. I think if you ask people, it was probably pretty good operationally. So
Thanks, Joe.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bounce, how much do you think the shoulder affected you out there?
It didn't affect me that much. Just had a great game plan for us up front. Got the ball out quick, usual, no chip slides, but they were just a tick ahead. They were keeping us off balance with some of the looks and how they were getting the ball out.
You talked ahead of time just about how good Matt was, what a savvy veteran he is, and did he just show you exactly all those things, and you guys just weren't really able to solve it?
Yeah, he's a good football player, and that hasn't changed. He's got a couple of new weapons who made some plays today. The guy's been doing it for a while at a very high level, and showed us why he's had the success he has.
Myles, I know you believe the defense will play better, especially get Denzel back, you guys get healthier. Offensively, was it encouraging to see the way Joe played, considering he hadn't played in a year, and you guys had a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter, even though he's been here, 2 weeks?
Yeah, he did well, and he ran the offense pretty well for his first time out. There's always room for improvement for all of us, but we just have to make plays down the stretch. There were some drives where they went down the field and put points on the board, and we have to be able to keep the momentum going and get some stops so we keep on feeding it back and forth to each other.
Despite the loss, you guys are right in the thick of the playoff race still. Do you feel good about this team going into the last month of the season in terms of getting to the postseason?
I always feel good about this team. I'm always, gonna ride for these guys, and we know exactly what the mission is. Doesn't change. That we got a loss here. We go right back to the drawing board and get back to work.
You guys didn't have a sack today for one of the first time of the season, I guess. What something that was such a, that their offensive line was doing against you guys to prevent you guys to break through?
It was a combination of things. You know, the quarterback looks out for the offensive line by getting the ball out quick and staying at a nice level spot in the pocket. You know, he stays in that little circle, 6-7 yards deep, or steps up from 8 and gets into that spot. It's hard unless you get a lot of interior pressure, or you send some people through the middle. But the way they were moving up front as well, credit to them. Sliding, doubling, keeping us off balance. That allowed them to have success, throwing the ball, and they weren't often going for bombs. They were trying to get the ball out, get to their playmakers, and allow them to do it themselves.
What did you think of JJ's pick? I mean, it seems like the revenge factor is a real, a very real thing in this game of football. What were your thoughts on him grabbing that?
That made no difference to me. It's a matter of going out there and making a play. We're up on defense on it. I mean, credit to him, he made a good play, but it's neither here nor there for me.
Now, you guys, for the first time all year, have lost 2 in a row. So how do you stop that negative momentum?
Push it behind you. Everyone loses, but it's a matter of how you react to those losses. You keep your head up. You stay mature. You look around to those beside you and pull them with you. Be a leader. Doesn't take someone who's been here for 5 years, 10 years. As long as you're on this team, you can help lead and pull us in the right direction. And I'm gonna be amongst those guys.
This is only the 3rd time in Brown's history that the team has had to use 4 quarterbacks. And then you look over there on the sideline, you've got Deshaun in a sling, you've got Nick on crutches. I mean, is the strain of losing so many star players just really taking its toll?
Man, of course it's tough, not having, like you said, star players. Those guys are special no matter what team you put them on. Man, no one asked for the situation that we're in, but we're in it. Can't complain, can't moan about it. Just gotta go out there and put in the work and find a way to win. Don't find an excuse.
Myles, just going back home, I know, you guys were kind of looking forward to this trip to LA, but how good is it going to be to kind of get back home, get in your own bed, just kind of get back into the normal routine, especially if you kind of hit this stretch run?
I mean, that's what it's mostly about, getting back to your routine. Getting back to the basics, the fundamentals, and being where we're supposed to be, where we're comfortable. It was nice to have a little time over here, almost like a refresher. But we didn't take care of business like we were supposed to. So we've got to start from square one.
After last week's game, Sean Payton made a point of saying how much they tried to shut you down, take you out of the game, not let you get a sack. And I'm sure that Sean McVay did the same thing. Is it getting increasingly difficult for you to get home with so much attention?
I mean, every team's gonna do that, and it's not just about me. We all have to find a way to win. When the attention's on me, we have to find a way to get other guys singled up, or the opportunity to get a quick one-on-one or a free rush. And it's not about me, getting my stats or making plays. As long as we make plays as a defense and put our offensive position to win, everyone's okay with that.
Thanks, Myles.